D is go for launch.
And there it is. All systems are go for launch. Let's listen in to terminal count and watch as Falcon 9 takes our 50 Starlink satellites into orbit.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And liftoff of Falcon 9, Starlink 4-11.
M1D chamber pressures are nominal.
T plus 42 seconds into flight, Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Vandenberg Space Force Base, carrying our stack of 50 Starlink satellites to orbit. And moments ago, we began to throttle down the engines on the first stage in preparation for max Q. This is where the vehicle will experience the highest amount of pressures during ascent.
Max Q.
And there was max Q. So we have a couple of events happening in quick succession in about a minute. First up, we'll have main engine cutoff, also known as MECO, followed by stage separation, and then second engine start one, also known as SES1. First up, main engine cutoff. This is where all 9 engines on the first stage will shut down in order to slow the vehicle down in preparation for stage separation. During stage separation, the first and second stages will separate from one another. The first stage will make its way back to our targeted landing zone. In this case, it's the drone ship, Of Course I Still Love You, currently waiting in the Pacific Ocean. And the second stage will continue its journey with the third event, second engine start 1. This is where the single Merlin vacuum engine on the second stage will ignite and propel the second stage along with the Starlink satellites into orbit.
MECO.
Stage separation confirmed.
MVAC startup.
So we did have successful main engine cutoff. Confirmed. Stage separation, second engine start of the Merlin vacuum engine, and you just saw on screen that the fairing halves have been deployed from the top of our second stage. We've been flying reflown fairing halves since 2019, and today's fairings are flight proven, and we're going to be attempting to recover them when they return to Earth as well. So as expected, we got some phenomenal footage of ascent. A couple of views on screen right now. On the left-hand side of your screen is the first stage. It's a view from the top of our first stage looking down. It's heading back to our drone ship in the Pacific Ocean, and on the right-hand side of your screen is a view of that Merlin vacuum engine glowing red hot, continuing to carry our stack of Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit.
Stage 2, FTS is safe.
And here's
Stage
a
1
view
landing burn
of our drone ship. We just heard the call out that the Stage 1 landing burn has started. So if we are successful, this will be the 4th time that this booster has successfully landed.
Stage 1 landing leg deploy.
Hearing callouts that we did get the landing legs deployed. Waiting for audio or visual confirmation of that first stage, and there it is. Stage 1
landing confirmed.
Right in the middle of our drone ship. That is a successful first stage landing, the 4th for this particular first stage booster. So we did hear call out for successful second engine cutoff of the Merlin vacuum engine.
Insertion.
And that was the call out we were waiting for as well. Nominal orbital insertion. So now the second stage with our satellites are in a coast phase. Next up is second engine start 2, also known as SES2, and second engine cutoff 2, also known as SECO 2, which is scheduled to start around the T plus 53-minute mark. From there, we're going to have payload deploy occur just after the T plus 1 hour mark. Until then, we're going to take a short break, and we'll see you all back here in about 45 minutes. Until then, sit back and enjoy the space jams, and we'll see you soon. And welcome back one final time to our Starlink mission. If you are just joining us, we did have successful liftoff at 9:12 a.m. Pacific time from Vandenberg Space Force Base in California. We landed our first stage for the 4th time, and we're just now coming out of our second and final coast phase. On screen right now is a view of the second stage Merlin vacuum engine. Prior to that, we did see the stack of 50 Starlink satellites positioned on the top of the second stage, and we are expecting those to deploy in the next couple of seconds. So for those that are interested.
Starlink deploy confirmed.
And just as I was saying that, the Starlink payloads on screen, you can see them separating themselves from the second stage, and off they go. So with that successful deployment of our 50 Starlink satellites, that's going to bring our webcast to a close today. I want to thank the Range and Federal Aviation Administration for supporting today's mission. And of course, thank you to all of our viewers and all of our Starlink customers using our service at this time. If you are interested in signing up for Starlink, head on over to starlink.com. But thank you again for joining us, and hope you all have a great weekend.